These 4 itchy spots on your body indicate your lifespan is short, health experts revealed. If you're over 60 and you've noticed unusual itching on your legs, arms, back or scalp, you might dismiss it as nothing more than dry skin or a minor irritation. But what if those itchy spots are actually your body's way of whispering, or even shouting, that something is seriously wrong inside? Health experts warn that persistent itching in specific locations is more than a nuisance. It can be a sign of poor circulation, failing liver or kidney function, or even nerve damage. Ignoring these signals may silently shorten your life, and today we'll reveal what you need to know before it's too late. Welcome to Life Advice for Older People, the channel devoted to helping you live longer, healthier and more fulfilling years. If you're here, chances are you or someone you love has experienced unexplained itching that just won't go away. Today, we're uncovering the dark side of what may seem like a simple symptom. I'll guide you through 4 specific itchy spots that doctors say can be red flags for hidden diseases. You'll discover 3 warning signs to watch out for, 2 simple tests you can do at home, and 1 doctor-approved solution for managing each case. And I encourage you to stay until the very end, because the last itchy spot is the one that surprises almost everyone. And it could be the key to saving your health. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe, click the notification bell and share this with a friend. Someone you know might be ignoring these same symptoms right now. Persistent itching on the lower legs is one of the most underestimated warning signs among older adults. Many seniors assume it's nothing more than seasonal dryness, a reaction to soap or irritation from socks. While those causes are possible, health experts caution that when the itching becomes chronic or is paired with other subtle changes, it may be a sign of something much deeper. Poor circulation. Circulation is the body's delivery system. With every heartbeat, blood carries oxygen and nutrients through arteries to your tissues, while veins carry waste products back for removal. In your younger years, your blood vessels are more flexible and efficient. But as we age, arteries stiffen, veins weaken, and conditions like diabetes, high cholesterol and high blood pressure can cause blockages or damage. The lower legs are often the first place these problems show up. Why? Because gravity makes them the hardest place for blood to reach and return from. When circulation is impaired, blood can pool in the legs. That pooling stretches the skin, dries it out and causes irritation. Nerves in the skin sense that something is wrong, and the brain interprets it as itching. At first you may feel a mild annoyance, a scratch here and there, but over time the itch becomes relentless. Scratching leads to broken skin, and broken skin opens the door to infections. For seniors, who often heal more slowly, this can spiral into serious complications. One of the most concerning conditions tied to itchy legs is peripheral artery disease, or PAD. PAD happens when fatty deposits build up in the arteries that supply blood to your limbs. It affects about 1 in 5 adults over 65, and honestly, the early symptoms are really subtle. A lot of folks don't notice anything until the condition has already advanced. Persistent itching is actually one of those subtle signals. If it's ignored, PAD can progress to painful walking, sores that just won't heal, or in extreme cases, even gangrene that could require amputation. Another possible culprit here is chronic venous insufficiency, or CVI. This occurs when the valves in your leg veins weaken, which allows blood to flow backward and pool near your ankles. That extra pressure causes swelling, aching, and even a darkening of the skin. The constant irritation can trigger an itch that no lotion can fix. Seniors with CVI may develop ulcers that are painful, slow to heal, and prone to infection. Now, let's pause for a moment and think about this. How many times have you, or maybe someone you know, brushed off itching as just old age? It happens too often, honestly. Seniors tend to adapt to discomfort instead of questioning it. A grandmother who scratches her shins at night might just assume it's the dry winter air. Or a retired teacher who notices his socks leaving deeper imprints on his ankles might think it's just normal swelling. But these are exactly the red flags doctors urge us not to ignore. Early warning signs to watch for, if your lower leg itching might be more than skin deep, include: first, colour changes. Look for skin that turns reddish, bluish or darker than the surrounding areas. Next, temperature differences. One foot or leg feels cooler than the other. Then slow healing wounds, small cuts or scratches that take weeks instead of days to close. Swelling or heaviness, ankles that feel puffy or legs that feel unusually heavy after standing. And finally, itch that doesn't respond to moisturizers. If lotion doesn't help after consistent use, the cause may not be dry skin. There's a simple at-home check you can try. Just sit comfortably and compare the colour of your legs while resting. Then stand up and walk around for a few minutes. If one leg becomes noticeably redder, darker or more swollen than the other, it might indicate a circulation problem. You can also gently press a finger into the skin near your shin or ankle. If the indentation, what's called pitting, stays for several seconds, that suggests fluid buildup, which is a classic sign of poor circulation. Now, what should you do if these signs sound familiar? First, don't panic. Circulation problems are definitely serious, but they're also manageable when caught early. Doctors often recommend a combination of lifestyle changes and medical treatments. The goal is to keep blood moving and prevent complications. Here are some doctor-approved strategies. Walking daily. Even short walks help strengthen leg muscles, which act like pumps to push blood upward. Leg elevation, raising your legs above heart level for 15 minutes a few times a day, helps reduce pooling. Staying hydrated. Dehydration thickens blood, making circulation harder, so drink water consistently. Compression stockings. These gently squeeze the legs to help blood return to the heart, but they should be fitted by a professional, especially for seniors with diabetes. And of course, regular checkups. Ask your doctor to check your pulses in the feet and ankles. This simple exam can reveal circulation issues before they become critical. For some seniors, medications to thin the blood, manage cholesterol or control blood pressure may be necessary. In really severe cases, doctors can perform procedures to open or even bypass blocked arteries. The key takeaway is this: persistent itching on the lower legs should never be ignored. It may seem harmless at first, but it could be your body's early alarm system. Catching circulation issues early not only prevents ulcers and infections, but can also protect you from strokes and heart attacks, which are often linked to the same vascular problems. Imagine two futures. In one, you dismiss the itching, hoping it will fade, only to find yourself battling a serious leg ulcer months later. In the other, you notice the itching, take action, and work with your doctor. You make small changes, walking more, staying hydrated, monitoring your legs. And instead of losing independence, you gain confidence in your health. That's the power of listening to your body's quiet warnings. Have you or someone you know experienced persistent itching on the legs? Did it turn out to be something more than just dry skin? Share your story in the comments. Your experience could help another viewer take action before it's too late. When you think of itching, the upper back probably doesn't come to mind as a serious concern. After all, it's a common place to feel discomfort, especially for seniors. Sometimes it's due to dry air, clothing rubbing, or just the fact that it's a hard-to-reach area that rarely gets moisturized. But doctors warn that persistent itching in the upper back, particularly between the shoulder blades, can be more than a minor annoyance. It can be a signal that something deeper is going on with your nerves and spine. Why the upper back? Well, the answer lies in the way our nervous system works. The spinal cord runs down the center of the back, branching into countless nerves that spread sensation to every part of the body. As we age, the discs and bones in the spine naturally wear down. For some, this leads to a condition called nerve compression, where nerves become pinched or irritated. The result? Misfired signals that the brain interprets as itching, tingling, or even burning. This phenomenon is so common it even has a medical name, notalgia paresthetica. It's often described as a stubborn itch on the upper back that just won't go away no matter how much you scratch. People try lotions, oils and creams, but nothing helps because the cause isn't in the skin, it's in the nerves. Let's paint a picture. Imagine an older gentleman who keeps asking his wife to scratch between his shoulder blades. He jokes that it's his permanent itch. She applies cream, but it doesn't help. Months later, he visits his doctor and learns that the itching is linked to a pinched nerve caused by arthritis in his spine. What he thought was harmless discomfort was actually a clue that his spine was weakening, and if ignored, it could have led to mobility issues. Persistent back itching can also be an early indicator of neuropathy, a condition where nerves are damaged due to diabetes or other metabolic issues. Many seniors already know about neuropathy because it often affects the feet with numbness or burning. But few realize it can start with something as subtle as an itchy patch on the back. Warning signs that back itching may be more than skin deep. First, an itch on the same spot, always. Unlike dry skin, nerve-related itching usually stays in one precise location. Second, a lack of rash. You feel itchy, but there's no visible irritation, redness or bumps. Third, odd sensations. Along with itching, you may feel tingling, numbness or even burning. Fourth, worsening with posture. The itch intensifies when you sit, stand or move in certain ways. Fifth, a history of spine or nerve problems, arthritis, herniated discs or diabetes increase the likelihood. So, what can you do if you or a loved one notices this kind of itching? First, resist the urge to treat it as just skin. If lotions and creams don't work after a week or two, consider it a signal to dig deeper. Doctors often recommend a neurological evaluation for stubborn upper back itching. Sometimes imaging tests like X-rays or MRIs are ordered to check the spine. If nerve compression is found, treatments can range from physical therapy to gentle stretching, posture correction, or medication to calm nerve irritation. In rare cases, more advanced interventions may be needed, but honestly, many seniors find relief simply by addressing posture and muscle strength. For those dealing with diabetes-related neuropathy, managing blood sugar levels is crucial. Consistent glucose control can slow or even stop further nerve damage. Meanwhile, certain medications or supplements like vitamin B12 may help nerve function, but always under the guidance of a healthcare provider. So here are some practical steps seniors can take at home. First, improve posture. Sitting tall with shoulders back reduces pressure on spinal nerves. Next, gentle stretches. Movements that open the chest and strengthen back muscles often ease nerve irritation. You can also try heat or cold packs. Applying warmth or coolness to the itchy area can soothe misfiring nerves. And avoid constant scratching. Scratching may break the skin and cause infections without actually solving the cause. Let's not overlook the emotional side of this. Seniors often downplay their discomfort because they don't want to make a fuss. Sometimes they may laugh off their itching as just a quirk of getting older, but ignoring it can mean missing the chance to address spinal changes early before they lead to pain, weakness, or reduced independence. Imagine two different outcomes. In one scenario, a woman ignores her stubborn back itch only to discover months later that her posture has worsened and nerve compression has advanced, leaving her with chronic pain. In the other, she takes it seriously, sees her doctor and learns simple posture exercises that not only stop the itch but also strengthen her back, giving her more freedom to enjoy her daily life. Have you ever had an itchy spot on your back that no amount of scratching or lotion could fix? Share your experience in the comments. You may help another viewer recognize the warning signs. The abdomen and torso, the very center of the body, might not be the first place you'd associate with a serious health warning. Many older adults assume itching in this area is the result of sweat, tight clothing, or perhaps an allergy to laundry detergent. But persistent itching here, especially if it continues for weeks or months without relief, can be a sign of something far more concerning: liver disease. The liver is one of the hardest working organs in the body. It filters toxins from the blood, produces bile to help digest fat, and stores nutrients that keep the body running smoothly. When the liver is stressed or damaged, these processes become impaired. One of the earliest and least obvious signs of this is itching, a symptom doctors call pruritus. Unlike the itch of dry skin, liver-related itching often doesn't show a rash or visible irritation. Instead, it's the result of bile salts and toxins building up in the bloodstream when the liver isn't filtering properly. Why does this matter so much for seniors? As we age, the risk of liver problems increases due to years of accumulated strain from medications, alcohol, fatty foods, or even silent infections like hepatitis that may have gone unnoticed. Seniors are also more likely to take multiple prescriptions, a situation called polypharmacy, which puts added pressure on the liver. When this vital organ begins to falter, it often whispers before it screams. That whisper, for many, is persistent itching on the torso. The torso is particularly telling because it's close to the liver itself. Many patients describe the itch as deep, hard to scratch, and sometimes worse at night. Some even say it feels like it comes from under the skin. Unlike seasonal dry patches, it doesn't respond well to moisturizers or ointments. Warning signs that torso itching may be linked to liver health. First, no visible rash. The skin looks normal, but the itch is relentless. Second, it's often worse at night, and many people with liver-related itching notice it disrupts their sleep. Third, yellowing of the eyes or skin, even a slight yellow tint, can indicate rising bilirubin levels. Fourth, dark urine or pale stools, subtle but powerful indicators of bile problems. And fifth, unexplained fatigue or loss of appetite. When combined with itching, these can point towards liver stress. Consider the story of a retired nurse who began experiencing itching across her stomach and sides. At first, she blamed her laundry soap and switched brands. When the itching continued, she tried every lotion she could find, but nothing worked. Months later, during a routine exam, blood tests revealed her liver enzymes were elevated. She was in the early stages of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. The good news? Because she caught it early, she was able to change her diet, lose weight, and improve her liver function. The itching faded, and her health outlook improved dramatically. This is the critical point. Itching on the torso may be one of the earliest warnings of liver trouble, sometimes years before more obvious symptoms appear. Seniors who pay attention to this signal and act quickly may buy themselves precious time to reverse or slow the condition. So, what can you do if you experience persistent torso itching? First, don't rely on creams alone. While they may soothe the surface, they won't address the root cause if it's internal. Instead, take these practical steps. Get a blood test. Liver function tests can reveal problems long before symptoms escalate. Review your medications because some drugs are hard on the liver. Talk to your doctor about whether adjustments are possible. Adopt a liver-friendly diet. Focus on whole grains, vegetables, lean protein and healthy fats. Limit alcohol, fried foods and sugary snacks. Stay hydrated. Water supports detoxification, so aim for steady intake throughout the day. Maintain a healthy weight, since excess fat in the liver is a leading cause of problems for older adults. Avoid unnecessary supplements, as many so-called natural remedies can strain the liver more than help it. Always consult your doctor first. It's also worth noting that certain conditions like cholestasis, where bile flow is slowed or blocked, can cause itching so severe that it affects quality of life. Seniors should never ignore torso itching that interferes with sleep or daily comfort. A doctor may prescribe treatments to reduce bile salts in the blood, offering real relief while addressing the underlying cause. Let's not underestimate the emotional toll either. Constant torso itching can leave seniors feeling irritable, exhausted and embarrassed, especially if they scratch frequently in public. Friends or family may dismiss it as a nervous habit, not realizing it's a genuine symptom of internal imbalance. That frustration can lead to withdrawal and even depression if not addressed. Imagine two different paths. On one, an older man ignores his torso itching, believing it's just the detergent he's used for years. By the time he sees a doctor, his liver disease has progressed, leaving fewer options for recovery. On the other path, another senior recognizes the itching as unusual, gets checked early, and learns his liver is under stress. With lifestyle changes and medical guidance, he regains control of his health and enjoys years of vitality that might otherwise have been lost. Have you or a loved one ever experienced unexplained itching on the stomach or torso? Did you discover what was causing it? Share your story in the comments. You never know who might be helped by your experience. Scalp itching is honestly one of the most common complaints among older adults. A lot of folks just assume it's caused by things like dandruff, dry skin, or maybe even a reaction to shampoo. While those explanations can definitely be true, persistent itching on the scalp, especially when it doesn't get better with over-the-counter remedies, can actually be a silent sign of something much more serious: kidney problems. The kidneys are, well, the body's natural filters. They work to remove waste products, balance electrolytes, and regulate blood pressure. But as we age, kidney function naturally declines. If you add conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, or even just years of medication use, the kidneys can get overwhelmed. When they can't filter properly, waste products such as urea and creatinine start to build up in the blood. This build-up is called uremia, and one of its hallmark symptoms is itching, which often starts on the scalp. What makes this symptom so dangerous is that it tends to show up before many seniors even realize their kidneys are struggling. A person might just brush off their itchy scalp as a minor inconvenience, maybe buy new shampoos or brush more often while their kidneys are quietly deteriorating. Here are some clues that scalp itching might be linked to kidney issues. First, persistent itch without dandruff or any visible irritation. Second, itching that actually gets worse at night or becomes more noticeable after skipping fluids. Third, if it's accompanied by swelling in the ankles, feet or hands, that can be a sign of fluid retention. Fourth, changes in urination, whether that's going too often, not enough, or noticing foamy urine. And finally, fatigue or nausea paired with itching. Consider, for example, the story of an older woman who spent months trying every dandruff shampoo she could find. Nothing seemed to help her scalp itch. Eventually, routine blood work revealed that her kidneys were functioning at only 40% capacity. Her doctor explained that the itching was caused by toxins her body could no longer filter out. With some dietary changes, medication, and close monitoring, her kidney function stabilized, but only because she took action before things got worse. So, what can seniors do if they suspect their scalp itch might be more than just a skin problem. First, don't ignore it. If the itch lasts more than a few weeks, and especially if it comes with other symptoms like swelling or changes in urination, it's really important to ask your doctor for a simple blood and urine test. These tests measure kidney function and can catch problems early on. Second, there are some lifestyle steps that can help protect your kidney health. Stay hydrated, because water helps flush waste products from your body. Try to aim for a steady, moderate intake unless your doctor has told you otherwise. Managing blood pressure and blood sugar is crucial, since these are the two biggest risk factors for kidney decline. Limit your salt intake, as too much sodium makes the kidneys work harder. Also, try to avoid excessive use of over-the-counter pain relievers. Medications like ibuprofen can put a strain on your kidneys when used regularly. And, choosing kidney-friendly foods like berries, leafy greens and olive oil, which are rich in antioxidants, really supports kidney health. If the itching becomes severe, doctors might prescribe treatments that reduce waste buildup or medications that calm the nerve pathways involved in the sensation. But honestly, the best outcome comes from catching these issues early. The emotional impact of scalp itching shouldn't be overlooked either. Many seniors feel embarrassed when they find themselves scratching their head repeatedly in public, thinking that others might assume it's just poor hygiene. But once they learn it could actually be a signal from their kidneys, that embarrassment often turns into empowerment, because now they know it's something they can act on. Imagine two paths. In one, a man spends years buying new shampoos and skipping social events out of embarrassment, all while his kidney function is silently declining. In the other, he recognizes the itching as something unusual, gets tested and starts treatment. Instead of facing dialysis years later, he's able to maintain his independence and quality of life. Have you ever had an itchy scalp that no shampoo could fix? What did you find out was the cause? Please share your story in the comments. It just might help someone else realize it's time to get checked. Now let's step back for a moment and imagine the bigger picture. At the beginning of this video, we talked about 4 itchy spots that might have seemed totally unrelated or even harmless. Maybe just a little scratching here, a bit of dryness there. But now you know the deeper truth. Every itchy spot is telling you a story about your body's hidden struggles. On the lower legs, that itch could actually be the first sign of circulation problems, which, if caught early, can be managed with just a few lifestyle tweaks. On the upper back, that stubborn patch might be your body's way of saying your spine or nerves are under stress, giving you a chance to correct your posture or address diabetes before it causes any permanent damage. On the torso, a relentless itch might be your liver waving a red flag, urging you to change some habits and protect one of your most vital organs. And on the scalp, that itch may not be about the skin at all, but about your kidneys asking for help. The real transformation happens when you stop seeing itching as just a trivial annoyance and start recognizing it as your body's alarm system. By tuning into these quiet warnings, you can act early, protect your health, and extend not just your lifespan, but your quality of life too. Instead of waiting for disease to force you into hospitals or treatments, you're choosing awareness, prevention, and empowerment. This shift from ignoring to listening, from dismissing to acting, is the true transformation. And honestly, it's one that every senior deserves. If you found this video helpful, don't keep it to yourself. Please hit that like button, share it with a friend or family member who might be ignoring their own symptoms, and leave a comment below with your experiences. Your story could genuinely save a life. And don't forget to subscribe to Life Advice for Older People so you never miss our future health tips, all designed especially for seniors.